Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, returning to you very late tonight for this next Tuesday album review. This is for Breaking Benjamin Ember, the sixth studio album that I'm re-reviewing for this Tuesday album review. It is actually a re-review because I know I reviewed it back in 2018 when it came out on April 13th. And yeah, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 12 tracks, which 2 of them are intro and outro tracks, so we get 10 regular songs from the record, but I'll let you know my thoughts on this record overall. So let's dive into this new take on Breaking Benjamin Ember for the re-review. Now it starts with Lyra, and that's the intro track to the record. It's only 29 seconds. You're in for some nice piano work, and then it comes in with the riffish, the noisy guitar that sounds pretty good. So this is a 5 out of 5 to open up the track, to open up to the next song, Feed the Wolf. So 5 out of 5 for Lyra. Feed the Wolf, great song. Really love this track. I love the chorus, carry me through this world of lies. I feel no more the suffering. Bury me in this cold light. Feed the wolf and shed my skin. I feed the wolf and shed my skin, I think is the lyrics for it. But it was a really strong track. I really love the progression in this track. And Ben Burnley sounds really good with his vocals in this song. So, really dug this track. Definitely rocked for sure. One of my favorite songs that came out in 2018 when this album was announced and everything. But overall, strong track. Red Cold River is another great song for sure. Really enjoyed this one. I really dig it. This is a 5 out of 5 for sure. It's kind of has a theme in the music video about Mystic River, the movie or whatever. So there's a little bit of referencing from that, but adding a different story to it. But kind of the same concept, but different take on it. But overall, I think Red Cold River was strong of a song, and I really enjoyed this track. 5 out of 5. Tourniquet is a great song too. Really catchy vocal performance, catchy drum work, guitar work. I really dug how it was sung by Ben Burnley, and this track executed very well in my opinion. With how the song's thematic was, it's kind of the outro to the father and daughter that reunited, and this is how it started with that whole story from the Red Cold River all the way to Tourniquet, because Torn in Two was like the mid gap between the whole father and daughter reuniting again, and then I guess he goes to heaven at the end of it along with his daughter that goes with him. So, really nice outro to that story, but overall, 5 out of 5 for Tourniquet. And you get Psycho. This one was pretty good, but I feel that it's kind of overhyped a little too much. I mean, when I first rated it, I gave it a strong 5 out of 5. Now I have a different take on it. I don't hate this song, but I think it's solid. So this is a 4.5 out of 5 for this track. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's just, there's a lot of quirky moments, and with the melody, with the guitar work, drum work, I don't know if it executes that well. It's just, it plays it strong, but it does have its weak points and its critiques. I have my critiques with it. So this is a 4.5 out of 5. The Dark of You featuring Derek Hugh from Dancing with the Stars. This was a strong track for sure. I really love the melody, the piano work, and how this song executes very well with Ben and Derek singing and harmonizing in this track. So, yeah, really dug this song. 5 out of 5. Then you get the next song, Down. Sorry, there was something in my mouth. Sorry about that. I was dealing with that for a second. Down was a really strong track. I really like the progression in this track with the chorus being so catchy and so listenable. This track is very listenable. It starts off weird, but it ends very well with this track. And yeah, Dark of You's getting a 5 out of 5, just so you know. I do like the lyrics on that song too. I just forgot to mention that, the Save This Selfish World thing. There was a lot of good moments in the Dark of You song. So yeah, 5 out of 5. But to continue with Down, really strong track. The fight we fight and bury our lives. We break these chains and wash it away. Carry me all over the ground. All over the ground. Heavy won't hold me down. Very strong lyricism and very meaningful too, about fighting your darkness and trying to kind of rise up and just face your demons in a way and try to uh, find the light in things. So this was a strong track, 5 out of 5. Torn in Two, great song too. Really enjoyed this one. I really like how Ben Burnley was singing this, and this was a great track. It was the second chapter to continue with the father and daughter saga of music videos that were being made for the theme of this album and what it was representing. So overall, 5 out of 5 for Torn in Two. Then you get Blood, which is my personal favorite track, along with Down and Feed the Wolf. There were a lot of strong tracks. Dark of You was my favorite one too, but I think Blood has a lot of catchy moments with this track, and just execution wise, it performed pretty well. And Ben Burnley singing in it was pretty good. The lyrics were very strong and very creative, so innovative too. So this is a 5 out of 5. Save Yourself is a strong track too. I'd give it probably a 5 out of 5 too. I have a few critiques with this one, but I don't hate this one that much. It's still a strong, very strong track for how it sounds. It's just the verses are a little playing it safe, but I think the rest of the track plays pretty well. It can progress through the track. It sounds pretty strong, so 5 out of 5. Close Your Eyes is actually the last official regular song for this record, and it is a great way to end this album on a hopeful note, in a way. And I think Breaking Benjamin sounded really good in this record. Ben Burnley sounded very good through this song with his vocals, and just execution wise, I think the melodies was structured very well, and production and mixing was pretty strong. The drum work and guitar work was amazing in this track, so really dug this track, 5 out of 5. And finally, we get to the closing track, Vega, which is kind of the outro to the record to close out the album officially, to make it about almost a 39-minute record. So one of the shortest Breaking Benjamin albums, for sure. But overall, I think Vega was pretty strong to close out this whole record, so 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I still think Breaking Benjamin Ember was a really strong record. One of their best to date. I don't know if it's better than Dear Agony or Dark Before Dawn, but it's kind of in the same range I do rate their other albums. But overall, if I were to give Breaking Benjamin Ember a score, I'm going to give it a strong 9.5 out of 10. Really good record. Highly recommend you check this album out. If you have not listened to Breaking Benjamin Ember, that came out over 6 years ago, keep in mind. I think Breaking Benjamin are way overdue for a record. For their 7th studio album, I think that is to be coming out. Either they're going to announce a single by the end of the year and announce the album's record, or at least release a single and announce an album for a 2025 release, because I don't see it happening since 2024 is nearing its end. But overall, I think Breaking Benjamin Ember pulled it off. 9.5 out of 10 for this record. I mean, Psycho was a really strong track, but I felt I didn't like how the melody was structured with that song, because it shifted a bit to a really good point and then a weak point. So, pretty much Psycho had its ups and downs with that record, with that song, I meant to say. But the whole record is really strong. So, 9.5 out of 10 for Breaking Benjamin. Excuse me, yawning. For Breaking Benjamin Ember. I hope you enjoyed this Tuesday album review tonight. And I'm getting a little tired, so please forgive my tiredness. I'm probably going to be hitting the hay and going to bed pretty soon. But until then, I'll see you guys in my next review. Thanks for watching the Tuesday album review tonight.